Hey guys, it's me Cosmic, and today we are going to talk about furry apps. Now, before we begin, let's talk about what constitutes for a furry app. Number 1, it advertises itself to furries, and number 2, the majority of its user base are furries. Those two are what's going to, constitute for a furry app. This is why, for example, I wouldn't call Twitter furry app despite having a lot of furries in it. The majority, as far as I can tell, aren't actually furries, and Twitter doesn't advertise itself to furries. Thus, it doesn't count. So let's start with number 1, Furaffinity.
Over gay sex Roblox GUI. This lets you have raw gay sex with...
So Furaffinity. Oh boy. Furaffinity.net was launched on January 16, 2005, as an alternative to Shizyart, with the forum going live on that date, and the main site being transferred a few days later from Furpaws. Now, during this time period, Shizy abruptly changed policies to both remove adult art and take a stronger stance against users and their uploads. As you can imagine, a decent chunk of people were not very happy about that. Thus, much of Shizy's community was abandoned after the rule changes took place. This migration left many with few alternatives. One of those alternatives that they went to was Furaffinity. Now, Furaffinity has gone through a ton of changes and issues. The most long-lasting one was server issues. In 2005, Furaffinity suffered from a very big security hole and hacking during the summer, and on the 1st of August, the site temporarily shut down because of a disagreement between lead coder Jaharian and host provider Arcturus, the primary admins of the site. Arcturus and his supporters would go on to create Artpolis. Now, luckily for Furaffinity, they were able to build a stronger and faster server over the course of 2005 via $1,500 worth of donations raised thanks to the community. And on the middle of 2006, the new server would go online. Unfortunately, there would be a lot more server problems popping up, but before that, let's talk about Furaffinity United. In August of 2007, Furaffinity held its own furry convention, and Furaffinity United, the furry convention, drew about 300 attendees, and it was decently successful. August of 2007 was also when Dragoneer's account was hacked. Furaffinity would experience server issues yet again for multiple times, but overall, it kept itself going for a fairly long time, and is still going on to this day. Now, let's talk about the most recent development as well as events. The Furaffinity hack and the Dragoneer account being hacked, give or take 2 months ago, maybe slightly longer, or a bit longer, yeah. Furaffinity was hacked, as well as Furaffinity's and Dragoneer's account was hacked. The whole situation wrapped up in give or take 30 hours or so. And keep in mind, when Dragoneer's account was hacked, Dragoneer had passed away before that. So the hacker basically hacked, a dead person's account to spew hatred, which is particularly shitty, as you can imagine. Legovert has 2 amazing videos that go into detail with this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave a link to those 2 videos here and let you go ahead and check his channel out. Again, since he does a better job explaining all of it than I do. Now let's talk about Dragoneer. Now, Dragoneer, ever since 2007, has been the owner of Furaffinity, after purchasing the site from its previous owner, Alcora. Unfortunately, Dragoneer made some seriously fucked up decisions that made him highly disliked, which are, but are not limited to, shit-talking other fellow furs and being very petty, and several of the site's controversies have stemmed from infighting and conduct between the admins and staffers, including longtime owner Dragoneer. And they even managed to piss off kiwi farms, because they, one of the sites that... Wait, let me actually talk about that specific part a bit more detailed so that it's easier to understand. Alright, so on August 20th in the morning, fucking your brother! Furaffinity was hacked. The hacker was able to gain access to the domain behind Furaffinity and managed to redirect the website Furaffinity to other websites that are not associated with Furaffinity. One of them being this merch store, and one of the other websites that it was able to redirect to was kiwi farms, hence why the whole getting kiwi farms pissed off as well part. Now, later on this hacker was counter-hacked by a furry group known as Nullbulge, and well, they got doxxed as well.
Beat your ass. Cause clearly the last ass whooping you got wasn't good enough, bitch. Get the fuck off my shit, you stinking bitch!
So, yeah, the furries bit back in the end, which I'm not surprised by, you know? When it comes to the internet, pissing off furries may not be the best idea because unlike in the past, furries have become much more integral to the tech industry and just tech in general, to the point where, you know, furries are more than happy to bite back if you give them a reason to. Now, because Furaffinity does have a big focus on art, as it's basically a art gallery, but for furries in the digital, for people that aren't exactly artistic or people that are looking for something other than art, Furaffinity may not exactly be for you, because unlike with, say, Twitter or Discord and so on, it doesn't exactly have a whole lot of social options even there. As such, it's more focused on art. But if art is what you're looking at or looking for at the moment, then Furaffinity is a pretty good option. Now, another thing that does make Furaffinity less popular than it could be, which keep in mind, Furaffinity right now, as far as I am aware, is the most popular furry website. However, it could definitely be even more popular than it is right now, but I think the biggest reason as to why not is because a lot of people are worried because server issues, getting hacked, and so on and so forth. This has been around for a very long time for Furaffinity, and a lot of people may be worried that if they, you know, start investing their time and so on in there, there's a chance that, you know, the website is gonna just demolish itself, or somebody is going to hack Furaffinity again and steal their private information, which is a fair concern, and I can't really blame people for having those kind of worries. But other than that, Furaffinity, I would argue it's a pretty decent app. And that's it for today. If you would like a video diving into the specifics of these events, let me know in the comment section. I would be more than happy to dive into this topic again. Anyways, I will see you later. Have a great time. Goodbye.